What's up, party people? Hey, Cody Payne here. Got my boy Austin Edelmon, and today we're going to go over some of the top questions that we receive in the small bay flex industrial space. These are from new developers, existing people looking to get into the space. We're each going to go over them, give you our insights on them, and obviously if you ever have any questions on anything else, give us a shout. Love to help you out. Let's get started. Question number one, how do small bay industrial properties perform during economic downturns? That's a very good question. Well, traditionally they'll do very, very well because of, not just because of the large tenant pool that they have, but also because of how diverse the tenant pool is well. So it's not uncommon to see small bay flex industrial spaces have not just light industrial, but showroom tenants, office tenants, retail tenants, and that's collecting from a very large tenant pool. I don't think you'll find any other asset class that pulls from such a large tenant pool. What is your favorite style of flex? I'll tell you my favorite style. Obviously, anybody knows me, I love the showroom style because that asset can tailor to not just light industrial, but showroom, retail, office, giving you access to the largest tenant pool in the small bay flex sector. Next question, what are some of the top requested amenities from tenants? And let me tell you, those are going to be very simple. Storage side yards. Those things are like solid gold right now. I can't tell you how many times we've sold a park that has storage side yards across from another park that we've sold that didn't. And the rental rate difference is usually substantial, but not just that, the tenant retention is also a lot better. And so we're big believers in storage side yards. Second one is going to be parking. A lot of people skimp out on parking, especially on new builds, especially in the county. That's one thing that we never advise on. That's something that can actually impact you in getting tenants in the future. And so we never advise skipping out on parking. And then thirdly is going to be ceiling height. We don't like anything under 18, preferably 20, because you got to keep in mind, some of these small guys, some of these small tenants that come into these spaces, they really utilize the height. So if you're messing around with 16 feet or so, they're not going to be able to stack stuff as high or maybe do some of the mezzanine space that's needed. So those are our three top requested amenities.
The next question we have is where to look to identify areas where small bay space is needed. There's several factors that we incorporate into our model that we use to find areas that are up and coming for these types of facilities. You want to start with new home growth. Anywhere there's new home development going on in surrounding suburban areas as city centers begin to expand out. Household income is a key factor. You want to target affluent communities where there's people that may have their own businesses, contract services, people that kind of run and maintain that, because they're going to need to have some sort of office and potential warehouse space to operate out of. So that's one of the key drivers. We also look at per capita spending. You want to see a lot of people that are going out with discretionary income, utilizing that, spending it in the surrounding area. That's also a good way to know that these hybrid office flex spaces are going to be needed. A key concept that we need to look into, which is bringing us to the next question, is what type of lease structure do you consider when you're building these facilities? It's going to be a case-by-case basis. If you're an infill location or in a high growth area with a lot of development going on around it, you can set it up for a triple net where the tenants take on some of the expenses and common area fees, usually that are paid by the owner. That structure gets you a little better rental rate. You can do a base rate and whatever your expenses are running on a pro rata share. You're going to do some more of the modified gross, industrial gross type stuff when you're in a little bit of a more rural area. So that way the tenants just pay the base rate, flat line, and they take on the remainder of the utilities within the space. So there's key factors that you need to consider when you are looking at these, because if you go into an area and you try to quote triple net where the market can't bear it, a lot of people are going to go to other parks where they can get a more competitive rate. So you want to make sure you outline in your leases what type of rate is and the tenants understand, so there's no issues whenever you go to sign them as well. Here's another good question that we had come in. How do the investment characteristics of small bay industrial properties differ from larger industrial properties? There are several factors that kind of differentiate this stuff from some of the big box industrial that you see around town. First off, these suites are smaller scale. Usually we see them anywhere between 1,000 to 2,500 square feet. They're a lot more adaptable for small business owners that need to upgrade out of their home offices or their garages. They're more easily attainable for a wider tenant pool. We see all types of backgrounds come in. We can have retail tenants on site. We can have your contractors, landscape services, mechanics, auto use type tenants as well. So they really provide a incubator type space for people that are looking to grow and expand their business. Whereas on the larger industrial scale, you're getting 20,000 square feet and up, which is a little bit more space than some of these guys need. So having something where you can go in, start off with one office, a break area, and have the majority of the space warehouse for storage or shop use is what really these guys like. Also, the ability to have shorter lease terms. A lot of these guys that we work with, we like to let them know, hey, if you sign, annual leases, that's the perfect length for some of these guys. If they are growing in their business and expanding, then they'll continue to lease a space. They don't want to move. They like the location. It's practical for them. So you can keep them steady at market rate as the surrounding properties nearby go up in rate. You can stay steady with that. Or if there's somebody that really likes their space and want to hold on to it, then you can obviously put them on bumps on an annual basis if they want to sign a longer term deal.
Hey everyone, Cody Payne here. Definitely appreciate the questions. And as always, we look forward to doing more of these. So send us any questions you got. We'll help get them answered. And as always, reach out to us if you have any questions on the Small Bay Flex Industrial side. We'll see you down the road.